Fired up, footballers! James and Jeffrey here with you, as per usual, with another episode. And what do we have in the docket for today, Jeffrey?
Kind of a slew of things that are current with Chicago Fire. I'm going to start off the bat. Nico Hassler debut. What do you think, James?
Another Nico!
Yeah, another one.
Well, no
Nico Del Greco and...
Obviously, Nelson got the memo. No Nico, no party. And if you don't have Nico Litch out there, maybe you need Nico Hassler out there. Mm-hmm. Or Nico Del Greco out there. And the more Nicos, the more parties that you could potentially have. But really, I thought that's a great pickup. A quality, potentially proven MLS player who can be moved around the pitch a little bit, but predominantly you want playing right back. And at this point going forward, we really don't know whether Matt Polster is going to be the long-term answer. I saw a tweet out there saying Minnesota should try and trade for Matt Polster, try and get him in like a low value target, get him on the cheap because he's going to be healing.
I don't know why the Fire would give him up.
But exactly. Well, first of all, he is on contract expiry, so he could come available if the Fire don't re-sign him. I do think that he'd be a very good player to have for the Fire because we know he is a proven MLS capable right back when healthy.
I'd like to keep Matt Polster, but I'm going to first comment on Nico Hassler. He played the center mid role, which is something he is comfortable with doing. I think he plays there for his internationally. But yeah, when he switched to being a right back, I think he was a lot better. He was able to get forward more, had less pressure defensively wise, less responsibility defensively. That's what I mean. But I think he looked really good as that right back. And going forward, like you said, I think he's going to be a big pickup. Now with Matt Polster, I don't know. I don't know what you do. If you dump him, trying to get what you can for now. I mean, Matt Polster is one of my favorites. I think he's one of your favorites too. But 2 knee injuries, you never know. You never know.
But if you could have Nico Hassler and Matt Polster going forward as your right back 1 and right back 2, I feel very confident about that going forward.
Yeah.
And if
both guys want to start though,
maybe we go to the other side because we did see Raheem Sterling.
I know, I do that too.
Raheem Edwards play a little left back that game, actually. And eventually, I think Vincent did move up to allow him to go forward.
Yeah.
But that's another option, having potentially Raheem Edwards and Brandon Vincent as your number 1, number 2 options for left back. Maybe that's not bad going forward. But that would mean no more Edwards playing forward, which would be a shame because right now he's probably one of our top 3 offensive threats.
Yeah, the Fire ran that 3 in the back system against the last game against Toronto. Did not like that. There was a time where we saw Edwards and Hassel playing those wing backs. Nothing against those 2 players. I just think the Fire don't play the 3 in the back system well. So I'd rather them be
as a center back.
Yeah, I'd rather them be that 4 in the center back and have Edwards up and Vincent out wide left. So news today as the Cam Nelson's reported Cam deal fell through. Remember, Nelson said
what a surprise
club of choice. But we don't know. He was a 20-year-old kid playing in League 2. What was his name?
League 2. I don't recall.
Oh my God, we got to look that up right now.
Okay, I'll look it up.
But look that up.
I don't recall his name, but he's a French player.
He's playing in League 2, and who knows?
Bassi, something
Amani
like that.
Bassi or
Amani
something.
Bassi.
Look that up. What I will say about him is, already the CF97 communities are already poking fun at Nelson, saying we're a club of choice, but who knows? Who knows if he's just a young player? He had a really good season in League 2. Who knows if he wants to bet on himself and, stay closer, to a better league like League 1. So maybe he's looking for just a better team, and maybe it's not a slap in the face for the Fire. But as us fans, of course, we're going to take it as, the slap in the face with you losing out on Quintero and players like that. So
he's already in Europe.
Yeah.
Why would he move farther away from Europe?
Especially after a career year.
Yeah, and also from a club that, from a financial standpoint, probably does want to sell him. But he also said he wasn't potentially ready to come to USA. And like a number of factors here, if you do come to USA, that makes you one step further from going to Europe.
Yeah,
it's a great destination for South Americans because South Americans get the stage of MLS for the European scouts to see.
Martinez, maybe those guys will be off to Europe soon.
It makes more sense. A person on Twitter was saying it makes more sense to bring South American talents up to give them the stage of the MLS stage and the American stage because they don't really have that stage down in South America as visible as a league as MLS.
Sure.
And then you have a League 2 player who's already over in Europe.
Already impressing, too.
It really is it's a step back for him to come across.
Yeah, why would he not count on himself and maybe try other options? But James, what was his name? Did we get it right?
I'm sorry about that.
Did we get it right? What was it? Yeah, you're on there.
According to the story,
what is it?
Amine Bassi.
Okay, we're close.
So we named
Say it one more time, please.
Amine Bassi.
Okay, so I think we're
Bassi.
So unfortunate. We'll see what Nelson does if he goes after another Cam target. There's still I mean, he still should have one more offer out there.
He said it was a forward, too.
It was maybe a forward, so it's not a Cam, but dang, a Cam would have been nice.
No, I mean, what I mean by forward, it's an attacking player.
Oh, attacking player.
I can't say if it's a striker, can't say if it's a
winger Cam, maybe?
I can't say because I don't know, but I do, but word around the campfire was that it was
so
a
there should
attacking
be
player.
Maybe one more attacking transfer offer out there, but we'll
Marco
see.
Fabian?
But yeah, Marco Fabian was another offer, which would be awesome, by the way. But yeah, unfortunately, that Cam deal backfired on us. So let's see, what else? Okay, so another thing I want to talk about is Del Greco going to step up? Is Campbell going to step up? Or is Nelson going to have to put some more resources in another center back?
Well, Del Greco has not made the match day 18, so let that be at least some sort of pointer to what's going on there.
Didn't he need some time, though? Wasn't he off a little bit?
He was off a long time. This guy he's been out of action since at least March, since whenever that Olympia FC played New York Red Bulls in their little CONCACAF Champions League game. He's really been out of the game. He's really been out of the game since then, and we're now going on 2-3 weeks here where he still hasn't made a match day. He hasn't even scratched the match day 18.
Yeah.
Is this guy A, not good enough, or is he B, just not healthy enough quite yet, game fit wise?
I mean, we really don't know, but I'm guessing he just needs more time because, I mean, watching last game against TFC, I mean, Ellis was playing a little bit of center back, not an option. Brandon, we've been saying this, not an option. Cap needs a pairing. Cap needs a pairing. So.
And where's Campbell?
Yeah, Campbell has been dropped to the last few games, hasn't he?
For Brandon?
And no Lillard. Lillard is, maybe he's hurt still, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, next. Okay. Need goalkeeper replacement. Nelson didn't say this in his roundtable discussion, really hasn't mentioned this since
the last
one that may be getting competition for Richard. But, man, another game. I'm sorry for throwing Richard under the bus again, but that first goal, you definitely could have, gathered that rebound in.
Your grandma could have saved that.
We need another goalkeeper option. We need another goalkeeper option. So, I mean, I haven't seen any rumors. Have you? I mean, I don't think there's
I haven't seen a single rumor.
Maybe just the Ochoa one that's just us Fire fans fabricating that.
That's just dream. Us. Really, maybe Ethan Horvath over in Europe, who's looking for an opportunity. But that's another step back. But then he gets the stage of MLS to potentially prove himself, and then maybe just like the goalkeeper Zach Steffen over in Columbus, maybe he engineers another move to get back up.
Back to why didn't they push harder for Gazan? A local boy.
Guzan,
Brad Guzan.
Brad Guzan would have been a great grab.
If you grab him or Spector, I mean, whew. But, hey,
or Spector, two local boys, that would have been fantastic, and fill severe needs on this team.
Let's see.
But Spector does have an injury history somewhat with concussions.
So, MDL and Georgia are getting closer to a return. I don't think we really need to comment more on that.
Good. Keep it up, boys.
They're coming back, which is good. But, I guess we'll tie this into our next thing. Nelson, I mean, bringing in all these reinforcements now and getting these two guys back. I mean, really, what do they have to win, like 8 of their next 11 games?
8 of their next 11.
A chance of the playoffs?
They have a 4% chance of basically making the playoffs at this point. 11 matches left. You need to win the last 18. It ain't going to happen with this club that just lost 5 in a row.
Yeah, that's actually where good. Wow, you're reading my mind. And then my next thing is form. So here's their last 6 games, counting the USL match. Vancouver lost 3-2. Philly lost 3-4. At Dallas lost 3-1. Home against Louisville City, 4-0 win. US Open Cup. Yep. Loss home, TFC 1-2. Loss at TFC 3-0. So that was their last 6 games, and their 6 games before that, they actually were decent during that spell. But remember, they still dropped points, tying New England and losing to a struggling Seattle and Colorado team.
What's alarming to me about those last 2 results is that you played Toronto FC twice in a row. You managed 1 goal, and you managed to give up 4. And the second game, where you think both teams would have a better idea of how to attack each other and how to defend each other, the Fire got worse.
Well, they played it differently.
They had new players.
They played that 3 center back system, and I think that's really what kind of tortured them. When Basti plays,
indecision.
Basti can't play that close to Richard Sanchez because our possession drops and our defensive line drop, and we invite them. But
and then you're inviting pressure for Richard that he just can't escape.
But yeah, so our form has been poor, and we're still technically close to that playoff spot. What are we like? I don't even want to guess. I think we're like 5 points off.
Okay, don't
check me on that.
Toronto's 2 games behind us. We've played 23. They've played 21. 2 wins. They surpass us.
Yeah. So yeah, TFC is surging a little bit. So struggling. Our form is struggling. Yeah. So the last thing I'm going to end with is we really haven't heard much about Mansueto since his announcement. I was a little disappointed at Nelson's presser that he didn't talk more about Mansueto, but hopefully, as a Fire fan right now with this form and, with the fan base, what's happened there. I mean, Mansueto has been one of the only positives, and so I really, really want some more Mansueto news. I want to know how he's going to be involved, and maybe hopefully someone like him will put some pressure on this organization because, hey, this was supposed to be a 3-year plan, and who knows how long this is going to take now.
The investment is probably coming, but where is it? When is it? Not really sure. It was talked about last week during Nelson's press conference that they would like to get a better training facility and get that whole thing going. But and then in the same sentence, he said, "Yeah, maybe we get another practice field, but we don't want anything like the Taj Mahal." And I started thinking, I'm like, why would you not want a mecca of Midwest soccer, something where a little kid who's never seen an elite training center can go there and be like, holy cow, I see Bastian Schweinsteiger, I see Dax McCarty, I see some of the greatest players in soccer history, in Bastian Schweinsteiger at least, and some great U.S. players in Dax McCarty, U.S. men's national team. How inspirational would that be to the youth of Chicago to see that in your backyard? And then maybe you have a field there that you're able to play on, and then you see the pros there. Yeah. And they have no foresight. They have no big picture thought of that. They're just like, oh no, this is just a place for them to play. We don't want it to be anything gaudy, anything too ostentatious. That's fine. It doesn't have to be, but it has to be an elite sports training facility that is desirable to go into and work every day.
Look at Atlanta. Look at LAFC. Look what
it needs to be pretty.
Look what the new club teams have been doing.
Look at the ambitious.
If they're going to put in the money, they're going to do it right, and they're going to make it look pretty.
They're going to do it right.
Gaudy.
The Fire are not doing it right, and they continue to not choose to do it right.
That's what the European teams do, and so. But I mean, that's about all I got on my list.
Jimmy Briand was a potential target.
Rumor.
But yeah, apparently
older but good player.
He didn't want to sign with Montreal. wasn't getting a car. Wasn't getting an apartment. The things that you normally get with like a European club, that you don't get with an American club sometimes, unless you're a special player, get that written to your contract.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got from me.
That's all you got. Not too much. Even if the Fire make a signing, like we said a few videos ago, it's going to have no effect on actually this season. The biggest effect it can have is going to be on the U.S. Open Cup, and the window is also rapidly shrinking. And the fact that Nelson didn't have these stuff tidied up by July 10th is inexcusable because he's only had 2 windows now to blow it.
Yeah, what?
To blow it.
What? I don't understand. Like, as your job, how... You gave them what, 12, not even 12, not even 11 games of a complete roster to try for the lads to get it right.
You gave them 5 proven MLS players, and I'm not going to count Brandon Vincent, and I'm not going to count Matt Polster. I'm not counting Matt Polster because he's injured, and I'm not going to count Brandon Vincent because it was a severe setback to remove him from left back and play him at center back all season. Yeah. So any progress
definitely hurt his development.
It's hurt his development.
Yeah, he's nowhere near the U.S. men's national team radar.
We don't have an MLS capable left back anymore because we've set back his development. So we have 5 MLS-capable players that we started the season with, and Nico Bosky, Dax McCarty, Johan Kappelhoff, and Alexander Katai, who only came in on loan right in the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. So that's 5 proven MLS players out of 11. You have 1 proven bench player in Alan Gordon. 1.
And then you got some perhaps rising players. Who knows about Campos?
You don't have a proven MLS coach in Pauno.
Bronico, still rising.
3 years in, still unproven. Yeah. You have an unproven GM and severely unproven. Well, actually, the GM has been proven to be an idiot. The GM has been proven to be so bad at his job that he took a potential contender and he's referred them back to a wooden spoon contender.
They've regressed
terribly by letting these holes that were already there form into a cesspool and then take down the rest of the positions with them.
Yeah,
this rot has just inset from the club, and it's from the top up.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, man, get on these guys. Get on these guys.
All right, boys and girls. I think that's about it from us today.
Yep.
Toss us a like if you enjoyed the analysis or the conversation. Add any comments if you have anything below, and subscribe for more Spitting Fire.
See you guys.
We'll see you guys later.